Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. An emotional Deacon holds forth at Sheila's memorial as Lauren and Eric recall the horror she brought into their lives. Today on The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffi learns Hope went to Sheila's service, Lauren visits Eric and Donna, and Deacon and Finn speak at the memorial. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At Forrester, Liam can't understand how Finn can show up for Sheila. She's his attempted murderer. Steffi feels the same way. Liam asks how she can stay so calm. Steffi left it up to her husband. It's up to him if he attends the memorial or not. Liam gawps. What is your husband thinking? Steffi tells him it's nice to have someone on her side. Liam asks, he realizes why you'd be upset, right? Steffi says he does. I was shocked when he announced he wanted to go to Sheila's memorial. She grimaces. Finn says he has a connection to her, so she didn't stand in the way. She doesn't know what it feels like to be in his shoes. Liam argues that they have one thing in common. They both almost lost their lives in the alley that day because of Sheila. Steffi supposes it impacted them differently. I just don't want to think about her anymore. Liam says she doesn't have to. Sheila has taken her last breath. Steffi declares they'll move on with their lives after today. She and Finn are determined not to let anything come between them, especially Sheila now that she's dead. At Il Giardino, Finn imagines it's just going to be the three of them. It's a shame. Hope muses that she made more enemies than friends. Deacon says they'll have to do their best to pay tribute to the one and only Sheila Carter. Finn explains that Steffi wasn't pleased about him wanting to come. It's complicated for her, obviously. Deacon thinks they should get the service started and say farewell to Sheila. Deacon speaks about the flame that ignited between them. Man, I was hooked. He recalls that they had something special and rare. Deacon muses, someone said that love is when two people each have a hole in their heart, and when the wind blows through, it plays the same sad song. Hope rolls her eyes. Deacon goes on to say that he and Sheila were more alike than he sometimes cared to admit. They got each other. She brought out the best in me. She made him want to be a better man and turn his life around. Deacon thought she was doing the same thing. He just can't understand why he went to Finn and Steffi's house that night, and he supposes he never will. Tearing up, Deacon concludes, all I'm left with is that hole in my heart that I talked about. I have to figure out a way to say goodbye to Sheila. I have to figure out how to let her go. At the Forrester mansion, Donna answers the door to Lauren Fenmore from Genoa City. The women exchange pleasantries before Lauren crosses the room to embrace her old friend Eric. Lauren tells Eric she's been so worried about him. She didn't want to impose, but Ridge has been keeping her updated on his condition. Eric thanks her for the flowers and asks her to tell Victor and Nikki how sorry they are not to be able to attend their party. We'll see them again soon. Donna asks her to say hello to their son Nick for them as well. The women gush about Eric being vibrant and handsome. Donna hopes Lauren can stay for a while. Lauren admits there's another reason she stopped by. Sheila is finally dead. Lauren can't believe everything that Steffi has gone through. Thank God that she's okay. Donna says the memory of stabbing Sheila still haunts her. They're just grateful that no children were in the house. Eric says she's doing her best to put it behind her. Lauren says the saga is finally over. Eric replies, except for today. He explains about Deacon and Sheila getting close. He's giving a memorial service for her today. Lauren grimaces. Who on earth would have anything nice to say about Sheila? Eric and Donna tell her that Deacon cared about her, but he's probably not expecting a big turnout. Donna asks if Lauren was planning to go. Lauren exclaims that she wouldn't be able to hold herself back from detailing all the horrible things Sheila did to her over the years. I actually wouldn't know where to begin. The blackmail, all the times she tried to kill me, or the time she tried to drown me in a hot tub. Lauren flashes back through her fights with Sheila. Sheila was a menace. She was dangerous. You never knew what she was going to do next. Thank God Steffi finally ended her once and for all. At Forrester, Liam is impressed with Steffi's restraint. He doesn't think he could be so cool about it. Steffi hopes Finn finds peace and clarity. He's a kind person, and that's one of the reasons she fell in love with him. She's sure it will only be Deacon and Finn at the service. Liam grimaces. They're not the only ones. Hope is going. At Il Giardino, Finn stands up to speak but isn't sure what to say. Talking to Sheila's casket, he recalls her showing up at his wedding and introducing herself as his birth mother. It was one of the happiest moments he's known, getting to meet the woman he'd always dreamed about. But then in an instant, you turned my life upside down. You shot me, you shot my wife. He has no idea what he's doing there because Sheila wasn't a mother to him. She did give me life. There must be something innate in me, something that defies logic, to have any reason to feel anything for you. But I do. At the Forrester mansion, Eric thinks that everyone has been a victim of Sheila at one time or another. Lauren recalls that it wasn't always bad between them. Eric says he was enchanted by her when she first came into the office. He flashes to them meeting, falling in love, and kissing. I regret very much introducing her into our lives and our family. Donna assures him he did nothing wrong. He has no idea who she really was. Lauren's just glad Steffi rid them of her for good. Eric muses, goodbye, Sheila. May you finally be at peace. At Forrester, Steffi Gops hopes at the memorial. I'm surprised she even wanted to go. Liam says she didn't, but she's supporting Deacon, who is really broken up about Sheila dying. Steffi rolls her eyes. Goodbye and good riddance, Sheila. At Il Giardino, Deacon tells Sheila's casket, so this is it, babe. I don't know how to say goodbye to you. You were a hell of a woman. He feels a part of him is missing. I hope wherever you are that you found the peace and happiness you always wanted. Know that we'll be together again someday. Hope and Finn watch as Deacon tells Sheila, goodbye my love. He touches Finn's shoulder as he walks out past them. The somber air hung heavy over the room as mourners gathered to bid farewell to Sheila. In life she had been a tempest, stirring chaos and upheaval wherever she went. Now in death she left behind a trail of shattered lives and bitter memories. Among those gathered were Lauren and Eric, two souls still reeling from the emotional wreckage she had wrought upon them. Lauren stood at the back of the room, her eyes fixed on the casket draped in white roses. Memories flooded her mind, each one tinged with pain and regret. Sheila had been her closest friend once, a confidant with whom she had shared laughter and tears. But beneath the facade of friendship lurked a darker truth, a truth that had torn their bond asunder. Eric stood beside her, his jaw clenched with suppressed anger. Sheila had been more than a friend to him. She had been a lover, a passionate flame that had burned too bright and too fast. But as with all flames, hers had left destruction in its wake, scorching his heart and leaving him hollow. As the memorial service began, a hush fell over the room. The deacon, a solemn figure clad in black robes, stepped forward to deliver the eulogy. His voice was steady, but there was a hint of emotion in his words, a tremor that betrayed the depth of his feelings. Sheila was a complex soul, he began, his gaze sweeping over the gathered mourners. A woman of many contradictions, she lived her life with a fierce intensity that both captivated and frightened those around her. She was a force of nature, a whirlwind of passion and emotion. Lauren felt a pang of sadness as she listened to the deacon's words. Despite everything that had transpired between them, she couldn't help but mourn the loss of the friend she had once known. But beneath the sadness lurked a simmering anger, an anger born of betrayal and hurt. Eric's hand found hers, offering a silent comfort that she gratefully accepted. Together, they stood in silent solidarity as the deacon continued to speak, his voice rising and falling like the ebb and flow of the tide. But for all her faults, Sheila was also a woman of great compassion, the deacon went on. She had a way of seeing into the hearts of others, of understanding their pain and offering solace in their darkest hours. She was a healer in her own right, even as she left a trail of destruction in her wake. Lauren felt a flicker of doubt stir within her at the deacon's words. Could it be true? Had she been wrong to judge Sheila so harshly? But then she remembered the countless nights spent comforting Eric as he wept for the love he had lost, the love that Sheila had callously discarded like yesterday's trash. As the deacon's eulogy drew to a close, he invited the mourners to come forward and pay their final respects to Sheila. One by one, they approached the casket, offering whispered prayers and tearful farewells. Lauren hesitated for a moment, her heart heavy with conflicting emotions. But then she felt Eric's hand on her shoulder, urging her forward. With a deep breath, she stepped up to the casket, her eyes fixed on Sheila's serene face. "Goodbye, Sheila," she whispered, her voice barely a whisper. "I hope you find peace wherever you are." Beside her, Eric nodded in silent agreement, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. Together, they stood for a moment longer, their hearts heavy with the weight of unresolved emotions. As they turned to leave, the deacon stepped forward once more, his gaze fixed on them with a knowing look. "May you both find the strength to heal from the wounds Sheila inflicted upon you," he said, his voice filled with compassion. "And may her memory serve as a reminder that even in our darkest moments, there is always hope for redemption." With those words ringing in their ears, Lauren and Eric made their way out of the church, leaving behind the memories of a woman who had brought both joy and sorrow into their lives. And as they stepped out into the fading light of day, they knew that somehow, someway, they would find a way to move forward together.